make it in time. I've got 1 minute to spare by the time I get there for them to keep the gates open. I'll have plenty of time to get in and dump everything out and get out before they close, but usually close the gates to give people time to make it all the way through. So I haven't posted anything in a long time. I've posted some pictures and videos of puppies, that some beagles that we've been having. We've had 2 litters this year, but my grandfather, he's been doing all right, but he just needs a little more help getting around and doing things. So that's kind of made me restructure what I do and what I make priorities, and it hasn't been editing videos. So but since then I've done some more tree work throughout the year, and I'm transitioning now to rent dumpsters, roll-off dumpsters. So I knew with the tree stuff that I have, I can use a couple of different spots at the same time, and then rent off more of them. And then as the rentals pick up, I can phase out of the tree work and be able to make the same amount of money with a lot less physical effort, more on-time effort, more communication with customers and reaching out and finding those leads, but less time spent on the job site. So like when my grandfather needs something, I'll be able to come home or schedule drops and pickups in between times that he needs different things through the week. So that's kind of where I'm at. I went and bought a Texas Pride setup and got 6 cans. Got 4 20-yard cans and 2 25-yard cans. So it's been okay. I've had some issues with the trailer, and then did more digging and searching, and there's been people that have had the same issues that I've had for the last 2 years from the same company, from the same trailer yard that puts them together. So it's just one of those things, put them together, make your money, sell them, get them out the door, and then worry about the other stuff later. That's kind of how it feels, because it's the same issues that happen over and over. A lot of them have been the pull cable, and where the bolts and stuff the shackles aren't tight enough. And I know when I checked mine, when I left the yard, the guy told me every 3,000 miles to make sure they're tight enough. It's a lot of sun. Just to double check them, to retighten everything every 3,000 miles. And my 3rd can, the cable slipped, and then when I checked them, the tightness, I could tighten them with my fingers. So that was one of the deals. I talked to another guy at the Lone Star Dumpster Showcase, and he said same thing. 2 years ago on his can, he was pulling up a can on his 3rd can, and it totally came off. Mine just slipped 3 inches where it wouldn't seat with those the hooks on the sides of the cans. But that, he says his free spooled. It came out of the cables, that came out of the clamps, and sent his can flying off the rolling off of the trailer. The 500-pound grace if it's rained for the weight, for the items, typical items, whatever that soaks up the water. It could weigh more than what should have been or what was in there if it was just dry. So I'll let this, I know the guy personally, so I'll let him rent it for a couple weeks without, instead of just, you know, charging him by day after that. And so I told him, because he'd have to cut off early to avoid the rain or put a tarp over it. I guess we didn't think about putting tarps over it, or he didn't. So I just told him, I just give him a 500-pound grace on the overages. He said it'd be over because he's pretty meticulous in the way he packed everything in. You saw how it was all in there, filled up to the top. So we'll see what it looks like when we get it dumped or when we get it weighed. There we go. Sure did make everything stick to the bottom. Had to back up, try to get it all out a few times. Then I had to jump up in there and flip the two mattresses that were on the bottom, because they created a suction. I think they still had a sheet or something on them, some kind of something. But we got it all out. Now we're gonna go way out and see what the damage is. Now I'm using my dash mount instead of holding it. The camera's pretty good, but I knew I wanted it out of the truck, so I didn't bring two with me. So I just left it loose until now. I don't need it out of the truck. 426. And with the trouble I had getting the stuff out of the dumpster, it's not too bad. There wasn't hardly anybody in there. Like, there was a city weekly trash truck in there, a compactor, and then two other guy with a small dump trailer dumping when I was there, and then another one was coming in when I was leaving, and then a guy with the truck. So that's only 805, 6, 7, 8, 320 pounds over with the 500 allotted for the rain. So not too bad. Not too bad. So I went to that the Lone Star Dumpster Showcase a couple weeks ago now, and just got his truck. He's been using a trailer like me for a while, different brand, and he just got him upfitted him a truck. It's a pretty good event, 2-day event. So I was able to go both days. Had some people come over and help me with my grandfather, so I could be out there early and stay all day and come home and get him dinner and help him get in bed and stuff. So they had some people come out in the morning. There's a guy talking about insurance and the ins and outs of how to classify the roll-off trailers and being in the roll-off business. Listen to these two guys that they have Magnate build websites. They call it a 24/7 sales machine. So they build the website, build it around the people in the dumpster business, and both of them been in the military. Both the guys, one of them has a dumpster business. He knows what goes on, what to anticipate putting into the website, so they link your Google business profile in with your website, and where it'll catch key searches for stuff in my area. I hired them to build me a website maybe a week ago. So just kind of stepping through, making steps. I got my LLC for my dumpster business, my roll-off business, 2 or 3 weeks before the showcase. And then I found out about the showcase from Josh on his YouTube channel. He was, putting it on, so he was talking about it, and I just got this set up. So I was looking through different people and found that he was right there in Dallas. So that was pretty cool to be able to get right in and get some good information about startup information, about things to look for, things that people had happen that they would have done differently. And so I've kind of got a setup that's kind of right in the middle, where I'm not ready for the truck and the truck insurance right off the bat. I've got 6 cans, and that's where some people say it's a good area to start out with, a good number. I've got, I think they said 3 to 4 weeks they have the website up and running. That'll be interesting to see what that does and how much awareness it makes people of my business, because I just started it legally and just started it, just got all the equipment, all that, and it kind of wasn't as much of a risk for me as other people, because I've been doing tree work for a couple years, and so I had revenue coming in from that and not any overhead, because I'd already paid for stuff, and the only overhead piece I had was the big dump trailer, and I had all my chainsaws paid off and truck taken care of, paid off the big dump trailer, and then started hearing about the roll-off stuff. I sold it the day before I went to pick up this Texas Pride trailer. It was perfect timing, because I was wondering where I was going to park everything in my yard. I don't have a whole lot of space, so I got to be real strategic with where I put what I put to make sure I can still operate in the circle drive, not clog everything up. So it was pretty good timing. But because of the jobs that I get doing the tree service, it was enough to carry the payments for the roll-offs. Just taking a step at a time, LLC, and got that covered, got the insurance on, went to the showcase, found out about Magnate, got them working on my website, and then they're gonna, because I just put the Google business profile bills get paid and made some investments in my own business and all that stuff first, and then we can pick up the camera later. So that's kind of what's been going on, and we'll see what happens whenever I get time to dust off the cameras again. So if I get this out before Christmas, then Merry Christmas to everybody, and if not, then hope you had a Merry Christmas and look forward to a new year.